What's up, world? I am TJ, and this is Nativerezmedia, your place for opinionated tech news, reviews, and entertainment. And today, we'll be taking a look at the Steam Deck. So, I got mine about a couple of weeks ago. I put my order in on February 7th, and then I got my notification to purchase it around the second or third of September, and I purchased it actually like the day after that or something. It was the third or fourth, and finally got it in my hands. So I've had it for about a week and a half now, and I've been playing around with it. So far, so good. I today am not going to do a review on this. I'm just going to tell you a few pros and a few cons of the Steam Deck, and if I think it's worth spending your hard-earned money on. So without further ado, let's get into this overview. And of course, I'm not going to bore you by going through some tedious unboxing or anything like that. I'll probably put some B-roll up or something, but I got mine, open it up, check the tag, make sure the tag was on there because of all the thefts that were going on with the Steam Decks at one point in time. I just made sure everything was intact in the box, and it was, and I got it opened up and immediately took the Steam Deck out of the box, picked it up to get a feel for the device itself. Immediately upon opening the box, when I picked it up, I just looked at it, made sure everything was good on mine, which it was. The size, yeah, it's a little bit large, but I kind of figured it was going to be big. Any 7-inch screen, if you have a 7-inch tablet laying around your house, those things aren't small. And this is a 7-inch tablet with two touch control, well, not touch controllers, but two touch pads and controllers attached to it. So yeah, I figured it was going to be a little bit on the large size. My hands aren't small, so in my hands, this is very comfortable. It's not too heavy to me. It's very solid. The plastic on here isn't some cheap plastic, but I would, if I was to liken it to any other thing, it's just like a decently mid-ranged laptop or something like that when it comes to the look and feel. The buttons and the button placement on the controller itself are fairly nice. They feel good. I'm not a big console gamer, so I'm not one to I guess criticize the look and feel of most buttons, but I would tell you if it was cheap. I bought some of those cheap little $9.99 Android Bluetooth controllers for my phone before, and those things feel cheap. This feels like these will last a decent amount of time. They feel just like your PlayStation 4 controller, your Xbox controller that you would buy from the store. Nothing much different than that. Then I got the Steam Deck plugged in, got it turned on, got signed into Steam, and immediately I wanted to look at the screen and observe and make sure I didn't have any kind of dead pixels or anything like that. Turned it to its brightest setting. The screen to me looked very nice and vibrant. It gets plenty bright for me. If I was playing this outdoors, I'm sure the sun would kind of drown out the brightness then, but for most of the places that I play, in shade, in the house, in the living room, things like that, it's plenty of bright. I mean, most of the time I keep it half bright, and it works out just fine for me. The pixel density is very good. The colors, as I've said, they are great as well. It's not OLED quality like the Switch, but the Switch, that and everyone talks about that. They rave about it. If this had that kind of screen, would it be better? Maybe so, but I can 100% guarantee having this, unless you own both, you're not going to be missing anything. The option that I went with was the 256 gigabyte model. When I purchased mine back in February, I didn't know too much about it. I knew what it was, but I didn't know any of the details on how the storage would work and things like that. So I opted for the 256 gigabyte model because it was like middle of the road. And I was like, well, 512, $650, 256, it's still $500, still expensive. And then the 64 was only $400, but I didn't know how the storage would work and if the SD card was going to be fast enough to run AAA games and things like that. Now we know it is. I just went with the middle of the road one, and now hindsight, I would have opted for the $399. So if that's something you're looking at now and today, go for the $399 model. Just get a SD card, because if you pay $400, 1 terabyte SD card is going to be $130. That'll put you up to better than the 500 or the 256 model that I have, and better than the 512 as far as storage, and the speeds of the SD card is good enough. And if you have a couple extra bucks on the side, you can get you an anti-glass screen protector and you'll be good to go. So save yourself some money, save yourself what, $250, and just get the 64 gigabyte model, upgrade it later on down the road, or just get an SD card and you'll be fine. Oh, and what other thing to note with that 512 gigabyte model, the case is said to be a little bit different. Mine, of course, regular case here. Let me set this down. You got the regular case with your strap that you would lay this on to pull the Steam Deck up. My case has a felt material on the inside. Some people's cases, it's not as soft as this. I was surprised. I've seen some of the videos where people had more of a I'm not going to say a smooth material. It still is sort of like a felt, but it's not as soft as this material here. The only thing different from the cases is the interior material color, and this the Steam Deck logo has a blue dot on the inside there. Other than that, I would have loved for them to put some kind of pocket on this case. It's not there. They have this pocket on the back, well, kind of like a strap. I keep the charger there. But if this was a pocket with a zip up, it'd be nice to keep SD cards in there. Moving back to the deck itself, I actually was playing this in the dark one day, and I noticed a couple things. Yes, the screen is nice, but when I was playing with the controls and reaching for things, I was like, oh my gosh, I wish this thing had some kind of LED backlit buttons on it. It would be nice if even if it's just this Steam button and the 3-dot button over here, the quick settings menu button, it would be nice for them to be LED backlit so that you can just quickly press them, or you can see them if it's in a dimly lit area that you're playing in. I mean, I'm sure maybe that's what they're going to be putting or implementing on the Pro version of this, but it would have been nice to have it on this one as well, especially for $400 or $500. Now, after going over all the controls and delving into Steam a little bit, I actually downloaded a few games and got started playing immediately. Some of the games that I've been playing, let me turn mine on. I'm gonna go through here. I have two 256 gigabyte SD cards, and both have different games on them. So I have some emulation. I've been emulating Steam Deck. Yeah, I've been emulating Steam Deck. No, I've been emulating the Switch a little bit. So I have Mario Kart, I have Mario Tennis, and I got golf. And I have some Tetris and things like that. So I've been playing a couple of those Switch games, but mostly I've been playing some of the Steam games that I have. Dirt 5, FIFA. I have the EA Play subscription, which sucks that you have to I have it through Xbox, but you have to pay for it through Steam if you're going to play the EA Play games through Steam, which, I mean, it's worth it, but I already paid for it through Xbox Gameplay, which is something completely different. So I got Xbox Gameplay, which comes with EA Play on the PC, and then if you get into it on the Steam Deck, you have to pay for it again. It's only $5 a month, or $30 a year, which isn't bad for a lot of EA games: Madden, 2K, FIFA, Dirt, Jedi, Fallen Order, all those games, the Star Wars games and things like that, Battlefield. But you still got to pay for it. Other than that, okay, let's get back to these games here. I got Batman. I got the Batman Arkham series here, all the way back to Arkham Asylum City. Dirt 5, as I talked about already. What else do I have? I have some Devil May Cry, Star Wars, the Skywalker saga, and Spider-Man Remastered. I've been playing a little bit of that, and I have a few other games that I have installed. I'm not going to get too deep off into the woods with the games, but the games play nice. Most of these games, even the AAA ones, I have it locked at about 45 frames per second. They can go higher than that, but to preserve the battery life, I've decided to lock it at 45 frames because going from 45 to 60, to me, yes, I can notice it slightly, but I'd rather get 15 or 20 minutes of extra battery life and lock it at 45 than take it up to 60 frames per second and get it all hot and burn out my battery there. So With that being said, a lot of people talked about the battery life on this, and so far for me, yes. I've been getting about an hour and a half to 2 hours of gameplay with most of the games that I have been playing, like Devil May Cry or Star Wars or anything like that. If you play some of the emulated games like Mario Kart 8 or something, you might get 2.5 hours depending on how you have your settings set up. But honestly, to me, that's plenty. I don't have time to sit around for 3-4 hours playing my Steam Deck. If I was traveling a lot more, maybe I would want more battery power. I have battery banks. There's always a plug around wherever I'm at, and of course, in the case, I keep the Steam Deck's charger right along with me. I also have a different charger. It's somewhere around my house. I'm actually going to do like a quick review on that eventually. It's a 65 watt Koval charger that they actually sent out to me to do a review on. It's just a plug wall wart. Well, not wall wart. It's a plug-in charger that has a block on it to where you can plug in either two USB-Cs or two USB-A plugs. The USB-As will output 20 watts and the USB-Cs will output up to 45 watts. Well, if you have one of the USB-Cs and one of the USB-As, you will have 20 and 45. But if you just use the USB-C, plug straight into the Steam Deck, you'll get up to that 65 watts of charging power. So playing games on this, it will also charge it at the same time. So that's nice to have. I think that charger's like 20 or 30 bucks, which isn't bad if you need a spare charger to keep at home and just keep your other Steam Deck charger with you while you're on the go. And then I wanted to talk about the SD cards. I kind of were talking about that with the games. I have a couple 256 gigabyte ones. I'll probably end up getting a terabyte one down the road, but for now, the 256 gigabyte, what are they, Samsung Pro Plus that I have, yeah, these here. I got a couple of these, and they work great. These are pretty fast, 160 megabytes of read speed, 120 megabytes of write speed from those, and the Steam Deck is hot swappable, so you can just push it, take it out, put the other one in. The games that were on the other one will go away. The games that are on the new one that you put it in there will pop up, and you just get to playing. So that's something neat as well. Also, I would have liked for them to have this on the bottom instead of that micro SD slot, just a regular SD card slot. Most SD cards come with the standard adapter, and I think it would have been maybe a little bit more durable. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments, but yeah, like on my camera itself, it has just a standard slot in it for the SD card because, you know, a lot of times you push in, take them out a lot, and on here, getting your finger down in here into this little slot, it kind of sucks every once in a while. So yeah, a 1 terabyte SD card probably be better. You probably be swapping it out a lot less. So if you have the extra funds, go for that. Now lastly, I wanted to move over to some of the cons, and as I alluded to already, the backlit LED on the actual deck itself, I wish they had that. I think the Ioneo Air or Next, one of those have it, which would have been cool on the Steam Deck, but I know with everything they packed into here, time, research and development, constraints, things like that, they just had to get something out. So, you know, I'm grateful for the Steam Deck that I have right now. Now, what else? The storage sizes, I talked about that. Pricing, things like that. Going from the 64 to the 512 gigabyte model, paying over $250 extra. I mean, that's up to you. Like I said, I wouldn't do it. Hindsight is 2020. I would go back and get the 64 all day, pay 130, 140 bucks, get a 1 terabyte SD card. Now you got 64 on board, you got a terabyte of SD card storage, you're good to go. You're doing way better than a lot of us that paid $100 and $200 more than you did already. Other than that, so far so good. I've been installing things. I've been switching back from the desktop mode to the gaming mode, and I think the majority of my time I've been spending playing, trying to get a feel for the Steam Deck itself. But I'd say probably 1/3 of that time I have been tinkering with it on the desktop mode, trying to learn Linux a little bit more, because yes, this does have Linux on it. I've installed Proton Up or whatever, and I've gotten the Proton GE installed on here. So some of the other games that I have that are said to be incompatible with Steam, I've gotten them to run. So, I mean, if you're the type of person who likes to fiddle with things, delve into menus, learn about I guess, things that you don't know, like to enrich your brain a little bit, the Steam Deck is definitely for you. If you're the type of person who wants to just get something, install some games, start to play, the Steam Deck is for you, because there are games great on deck. But, you know, if you are that type of person that want to go above and beyond, you can do that with this. With the Wii, or not the Wii, the Steam, not the Switch. With the Switch, you can do it a little bit, but not like this. So yeah, I mean, that's just the difference. I mean, the Switch is, for the OLED model, $350. The Steam for the 64 gigabyte model is $399, so $50 more. You get a Steam Deck where you can run Switch games on it. You just still have to spend maybe a couple more bucks for an SD card if you want to emulate on that SD card. But I mean, to me, that's a win-win. I would go with the Steam Deck all day long, especially being a PC gamer myself. That's just the way it is. But that's all I'm going to talk about right now. I'm going to give it another maybe week or two, and then I'll come back and touch on some other things if I see any other quirks and features, as Doug DeMuro would say, and tell you about that. But thank you guys for watching this video. If you have any questions or comments, please do them down below. Stand by for my next one on the Steam Deck. Peace out.